What's up, guys? It's 27th of June, 2025. It's a Friday, and I'm just looking at the markets right now, and let's see what's been happening. First of all, we are almost at all-time highs, but we have not taken the very top high just yet. But on the 15-minute, the immediate thing I see is there's a break of structure right here. Boom, right? So if this is the break of structure, then what would be the targets? Obviously, it would be this low, maybe potentially this low. But the main way to gauge that is through an equilibrium. Now, the most obvious bullish leg starts from here and ends here. So the equilibrium is here, but I'm thinking that might be too many points. Actually, no, 86 points. So it's definitely realistic. And so if this is a break of structure, this becomes a liquidity sweep. This one, which is a liquidity level, just the high just below the all-time high. This could be a potential liquidity sweep. So the only way to know for sure is for price to keep displacing down. I want us to maintain price below this. Don't go back up. If this goes back up, then this is a liquidity sweep over here. So let's say I do not want us to come back up here. Then we would target longs, which longs are, I'm not really looking for longs because this is setting up to be a nice short opportunity. But I also don't really see an immediate fair value gap other than over here. So this is a level where I'm expecting price to reject from, and it's only like 3 minutes to market open. And we have news at 10, an orange news. So I think I don't really care about an orange news. I'm not scared of it. So right now, it could be interpreted in a multitude of ways. We could draw an equilibrium from somewhere over here, in which case it looks like we are bouncing, right? But considering that we have a break of structure, and if we reject bearish from this break of structure, then this would not be the true equilibrium. The true equilibrium would be something like this, right? I really like how we're moving from this 5-minute candle right now. And we have a bearish SMT over here. So honestly, I should like take a trade already because this looks so clean. Look at this SMT. Boom. So the most high probability win rate target would be obviously here. But that's like a nothing kind of move. It's too close right now. Beyond that, it kind of becomes a guessing game. But after this, the next most obvious target would be here. So we are already dumping to there. Market just opened. So we took that. So obviously this entry was too early for us to take. And the way price is moving, right? It has such clear direction right now. So I'm thinking we're gonna probably come here. So we have plenty of opportunity to short until here. So there's no need to rush. We need to let price tell us what it wants to do. Also, look at this 4-hour candle. So beautiful. Look at this. Look at this bearish wiki 4-hour candle after sweeping this liquidity. This liquidity, after we take it, we make this kind of candle. For the first time. When's the last time you saw this kind of candle? Over here. And after that, it's been up and up and up. So this shows that there's a logical reason for price to start retracing today. And it's a Friday, which is also logical. On Fridays, usually you have a retracement. If the entire week has been up and up and up, all expansion, then the Friday most likely would not keep going up. The Friday would likely be a retracement. So that is also the logic I am going off of. So yeah, let's see if we can have an internal model to at least this low right now. We don't have an S&T. Market open manipulation did not create an S&T. And this is also not an S&T. Okay, so it's moving really fast. Okay, here would be a break of structure. We gotta close below this. After that, ooh, we already took this just now. Yeah, seems like we are moving really fast today. We'll see if we are able to catch something, and if we are not able to catch something, that's okay. Any bullish SMTs? Right now there's some discrepancy between NQ and ES because NQ has taken this low while ES did not. But it doesn't really matter right now because the draw on liquidity is towards the downside. So I don't care about bullish SMTs right now. This rejection from this 1 minute was really clean. Okay, so the next draw on liquidity will be here, and I'm confident this will get taken. How many points would that be? That's like 20, 25 points. That's good. How's 5 minute looking? 5 minute looks super wicky. 15 minute has the potential to close bullish like this if it stays here, but it shouldn't stay there. So now if we have a small time frame break of structure over here, then I would expect us to hit the nearest bearish equilibrium, which would be from this range to here. So yeah, I would like an entry up here, some manipulation, some SMTs here, and then I'll target this and potentially leave some runners to the equilibrium. Right now, that's the only high quality trade. Short, like, see manipulation here, short this, first target here, second target towards the equilibrium. Equal highs on NASDAQ, equal highs on ES. No manipulation. Yeah, I want us to hold this. I want us to hold this so we can get over here. Yeah, we don't have any bearish SMTs right now. Come on, hold it. Yeah. I want NQ to hold this right now. 5 minute. Yeah, I want this 5 minute to hold, but I want a wick here, and then close back below this 5 minute. That will be super high quality. One hour so far looks like a liquidity sweep, but I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Because low time frame is ready for a sell model. Okay. Still trying to hold this break of structure right now. You gotta hold it, bro. You gotta hold it. So far, this liquidity is taken, right? But I don't know if it's a liquidity sweep yet or if it's not a liquidity sweep. This would become a liquidity sweep once we displace above this as well. Then this becomes a bullish model, at least to the equilibrium, but that is too close. So that's why I'm preferring shorts, because shorts just have more distance to take advantage of. Longs are only high quality for very small moves. And shorts have very big potential, big moves. Come on, let's take this equilibrium. Take that equilibrium, it would possibly also sweep this, right? So equilibrium hit, liquidity swept, boom, perfect model till here, which would be 34 points, which is fine. What's happening on the 15 second? What are you up to? Yeah, we are just building buy side liquidity so I could take it. It's so obvious. As soon as it starts making equal highs, you know it's gonna take it. Okay, after that is done, the nearest break of structure would be here, towards the downside. Okay, equilibrium almost hit. Let me mark that equilibrium out on ES as well. ES has probably already hit it. Yeah, ES has just touched it. NQ has almost also touched it. So we got SMTs or what? I need some bearish SMTs too. SMTs, let's see. This high is not taken on NQ. That same high is taken on ES. Okay. So far, if we don't take this, which we just took, we would have had an SMT. Okay, 5-minute candle should not close above this. If this 5-minute closes above, then we are no longer bearish. We become bullish and we only could take longs. And I don't want that to happen. If that happens, most likely no trades. But we'll see. We will see. Right now, how does this break of structure look? All right, on the 15-minute, this no longer looks like a break of structure. This looks like a liquidity sweep. Like I said, we just have a break of structure confirming that this is indeed a bullish liquidity sweep now. So if this is a liquidity sweep, what would price target next? At least equilibrium and potentially the highs, right? So maybe you could take the highs again, you know, because we are so close to all-time highs. We've been so bullish. We cannot disregard price having the ability to keep going higher, because right now price has been proving all logic wrong. Like we were thinking, oh, it's too extended, we need to short, it's too high up, it's overbought. But guess what, it just keeps going higher. So we could definitely take the all-time highs today. Okay, we are still dancing around the equilibrium. Everything depends on the reaction of price at this equilibrium right now. We need a break of structure down from this. Nearest break of structure could be here now. Could be there. If that is confirmed, we would be targeting this. But I'm gonna be trading lower size today because it doesn't look stupid clear. It doesn't look obvious. Unless this actually wicks down, then that's actually pretty obvious. But no SMTs. I need this 15 minute to come down here, like create a little bit more wick, because so far it has a pretty fat body and a really big bullish wick. And this candle looks really bullish right now. And the 4 hour is looking like it's stabilizing. So I want that to change. Okay, so if this is the liquidity sweep, then obviously we are not going to be bouncing from this. In this case, we have bounced from this equilibrium, basically, over here, from this to this. So we adjust our analysis accordingly. So now this looks really good for a long. It all depends on where price reacts, how price reacts. We should not expect price to just hit any equilibrium we want us, what you want them to hit. Price will hit any equilibrium it wants to hit. And we can see it by break of structures. 5-minute break of structure potentially here, over here. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this equilibrium because it's blocking my view. Yeah, seems like price has no interest going down. Oh, and we create a nice bullish SMT over here. Okay, so I think my bias has changed. We are pretty bullish now. Pretty bullish. And the 5-minute has closed above, right? Boom, it just pierced above this 5-minute. That shows you the strength of price, right? We are not weak, we are strong. Okay, the most easiest target will be the equilibrium, which is already hit. So I still want a retracement right now because we cannot just take this long and target this high because that's too optimistic. What I want us to do now is go to the equilibrium of this range, right? Like somewhere over here. And then we long this and we take our first take profit over here. And then we target the external buy side over here. So this is not a break of structure. And this 15-minute, yeah, it's about to close in 1 minute and it's way back inside the range. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. Yeah, ES has already also hit the same equilibrium. Bearish SMT here right now. I want this bearish SMT to take us only here. Only here. And I want us to bounce here. And if we start bouncing, then I'm going to take a long. But it would be very low size. First target will be here. And it's only 24 points away, which makes me think, should I take such a loose bias trade for such a small gain and risk breaking my rules? We have orange news at 10 a.m. But it shouldn't do much because it's orange. And everybody knows orange is not scary. Okay, so this bullish SMT, bearish SMT is getting invalidated. Okay, so 5-minute break of structure is so obvious. Look at this. So, you know, we were bearish going into the open, market open. But guess what price has done? It has given an obvious factual shift in momentum. So we play accordingly. Yeah, so basically all I'm looking for right now is keep going higher, and at some point I want it to come back down to the half point of this range. And over there, I'm gonna long, and I would take my first targets here, and I would take the rest of the targets over here. That's my game plan. We're not just gonna blindly long it here, guys, because where would I put my stop loss? Here or here? Like, that's literally like saying, should I Should I pick red or should I pick blue? Like, it has no logic, no true analysis behind it, no reasoning behind it. So that's why we look for a pullback down so that we have a clear invalidation point for our trades. Because right here, like, this trade technically only will be invalidated if we break below this. But that's too much, that's such a high stop loss. And that's not very, the margins are not in my favor. So that's why we wait for a pullback. No SMTs, no bearish SMTs. 15 minute. Yeah, 15 minute looks like a nice liquidity sweep, right? 5 minute looks like a nice break of structure, so it's getting even better, right? And 1 minute looks like it has already had its break of structure, and now it's time for it to rebalance down to take a long trade. So every single time frame is at its own different stage. The higher the time frame, the less of a stage it's on. Because right now, 15 minute is like, it's like level 1 bullish. Level 1 bullish. Only a liquidity sweep. There's no break of structure here. Break structure will be over here. 5 minute liquidity sweep, and we have a bearish bullish break of structure. So we have like level 2 bullishness. You could think of it like that. But I like how price is slowing down here. It kind of tells me it wants to start pulling back to give us an entry. But it also feels really early because we are barely above this break of structure. If we come back down, then that could turn this break of structure into a liquidity sweep, right? If we come back down. So that's why I want us to come up higher and then pull back, so that even if it pulls back, this would still be a break of structure. Right now, it's at a critical point where if it just goes down a little bit more, this could be interpreted as a liquidity sweep, which would make it bearish. But it's 10 minutes till 10 and I still haven't taken a trade. How are we reacting to that bearish equilibrium? Yeah, we are definitely slowing down at this equilibrium, right? I think if this equilibrium would take effect, it would only serve us to come down to here. And after that, this is no longer usable. And then after we enter here, we target this. All right. We are starting to break down structure here, which on the 5 minute is not great. We are wicking at this break of structure on the 5 minute. I don't like it. But 15 minute looks healthy. Just gotta wait and see. Okay. 1 minute break structure here. Look at how ES is nowhere near that break of structure. So there's some bullish SMT going on. Yeah, right over here. Bullish SMT over here. What if it's bouncing to this one? Technically, this also works right now because we have a bullish SMT also aligning with this equilibrium, right? So if price really reacts bullishly from this, that would be a valid entry. We would look for a fair value gap to enter and put our stop here. Yeah, that works. But our first take profit target is too close. "15-second bullish break of structure would be here. And we are kind of flirting with that level right now. But this is, even though this is a really nice model right now, this is too close. This is only 5 points away, which means my system would have to, it would force me to put my stop loss at break even already because this is taken. And that just leaves no breathing room, right? But I mean, we wouldn't lose anything to try it because it's a good quality trade. That is true. I'm just gonna let this one go, but I think it's gonna shoot off now. But I really do wanna long this one. Shit. But it's kind of messy. 12-point stop loss. I do like this. But I don't know where my targets will be because equilibrium's already hit, so the only target would be the external buy side. Five minute, what are we doing? We are still above the break of structure and we're about to close on the 5 minute. 15 minutes also about to close. We have orange news at 10 a.m. All depends on the reaction right now. What does it want to do? This looks pretty good. Looks pretty good so far. I should probably long this right now, but I don't want to be impulsive, you know. But my instincts tell me this is just gonna shoot now. Okay, I would enter on the next pullback because this looked a little too choppy, a little too indecisive over here. And now it's decisive. Ooh, ES is just shooting off. Holy crap. Wait, is ES already at the highs? ES is already at these highs, so NQ is super weak. ES just took that, NQ did not take that, so right now we have a very sharp bearish SMT, but it's not gonna hold. Draw is already higher. Damn, we missed an opportunity over here, boys. But like I said, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, this should have been I definitely should have longed this. I knew it. I knew it was gonna go up, but I still didn't do it because of some small imperfections. I think I'm trying to be too perfect. Let's see, if we took this, where would we enter? We would enter on this. Okay, put a stop over there. 5 contracts. How much would that be? 130. That's too little. That's too little. 265. Too little. I would risk like 300. 300. 12 contracts. Could have made $1,000. Okay, but there's still more opportunities. Now I want us to hit an actual equilibrium level, please. Give me some equilibrium. Give me equilibrium. Yeah, 15 minute is obviously gonna take this. So now I'm really confident in this draw. It might not even give us a chance. Boom, boom, boom. We are inside a 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Trying to bounce, but no SMCs. Yeah, I definitely should have taken this. Definitely should have taken it. That's my bad. But this is still a long way to go, so potentially we could keep hanging around here, build enough structure to create a break of structure, and then we could long it to here. Definitely possible. Okay, bullish SMT. Only 20 points now. 10 a.m. It's gonna take this. 10 a.m. orange news, baby. Okay, did not pull back and give us an entry. The only time we had an entry is over here. Which this is chop, you know, this is chop. But high time frame was aligning up, so it's a question where would you risk chop and get stopped out? Or would you let it pass and potentially take a trade when it's clear, but you would have the risk of no entry? So it's really a trade-off. Because right here it just looked a little too unclean. Okay, so the target on the day is taken now. That target is taken. Next target will be here. Yeah. So this was not a liquidity sweep. This one was not a liquidity sweep because now we have information that this is not a liquidity sweep, right? And that 4-hour bullish candle, that 4-hour bearish candle turned around and became bullish. So that's why reaction is vital. not prediction. Prediction is detrimental. Reaction is vital in the markets. Well, this should be it for me today. My target's taken. And there was a good setup, but decided to not take it. Other than that, I have no more reason to look at the charts right now. Unless we want to catch a continuation to over here, that's 100 points away, 85 points away. But this equilibrium's played out, everything's played out. Damn. I should have taken that trade, for real. So now this high is taken. Yeah, so now all of the structure that we've been building since this morning has already been used up. Now I have no more structure. So I have no choice but to end it here. Man, I could have made like $1,000. But it is what it is. I did read the market really well, so that's always a good thing. And I'm gonna call it there, boys. See y'all later. All right, so let me just quickly go over why I missed out on this trade. I waited for a perfect entry. And in this case, this was not good because price had already showed me everything it wanted to do, right? And it was like the model was like 90% perfect. And I wanted it to be 100% perfect, which is not really good in this case because we had an obvious stop loss, right? We should have entered here and just put our stop loss over here. And that would have been a great trade because we had already seen a 5-minute bullish breakout structure and the 15-minute profile looked amazing. SMT, liquidity sweep. And we have these really bullish candles coming in. So obviously it was going to take this. So price was about to move any minute. I should not have hesitated. I should have entered here. And when there's a clear place for you to put a stop loss, such as an obvious SMT, you should just take it. The only reason I didn't take this because I thought this could be a liquidity sweep right here, which a 15-second liquidity sweep, who cares about a 15-second liquidity sweep? We have a bullish liquidity sweep on the 15 minutes, right? So this is where I did not follow my logic and I just kind of instinctually got scared after seeing a potential liquidity sweep. Now I would have entered this if it didn't take this, right? If we just came here and created a fair value gap, then I would have taken this and target this and above. But because this was already taken, I got a little bit hesitant. This is a very good lesson for me to learn. If price has already done everything it needs to do, it has shown us everything, it was screaming at me to long, but I still didn't long because I got too picky for my entry, right? So if price has already done everything it needs to do, then just shut up and take the trade. That's my lesson for today. So see you guys next Monday.